many times a day do you check your smartphone? The answer might surprise you. According to studies, the average person checks his or her phone 150 times a day for emails and other alerts. One of the biggest questions posed at this year's CommunicAsia trade show is how to deal with a data deluge. Now, for that, let's cross over to Heidi Noon at Marina Bay Sands. Heidi, I know I do it far more often than 150 times. How do I help myself?
I think I'm guilty of that too, Wei, because, you know, as you would know, it's not just about your smartphone. I can often be found grappling with my smartphone and then my iPad and then my laptop, all while sitting in front of the TV. It's terribly sad, isn't it? So the question at this year's CommunicAsia is, how do we manage this data deluge when our lifestyles are becoming increasingly time poor? I want to bring in a man who thinks he has the answer to all of this. Toby Ruckert is the CEO of Unified Inbox, which basically consolidates all your Gmail, your Twitter, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your WeChat, all on one platform. So how do we manage all of the information and messages that we're getting without having it drive us crazy?
First of all, at the moment, we don't. That's the reality. You go in one app, you miss something, you go in another app, oh, there's something new, you got to deal with it. So what we're doing is we put everything in one place and then give you the ways and means to make sense of it all and point out what's most important to see, know and do right now.
Right, and in terms of having all of that information on one platform, surely that brings up a lot of security, privacy concerns as well.
Well, it does, but let me take a step back and visualize a day how it could look like in 2020 with Unified Inbox, or for that matter any other application that's powered by the cloud. You get up in the morning, your smartphone wakes you up, but not because you put an alarm. It wakes you up because it has measured your sleeping patterns and it knows the right time for you to wake up. But then an appointment in your calendar has been moved 30 minutes earlier. So the question is, how does it realize, that personal assistant, so to speak, that you should get up 30 minutes earlier in order to make the call? Well, it's because calendars are unified, communication is unified, and they're all integrated with each other. That's very, very important, otherwise this first thing can't happen. Then you get up, get in your bathroom, and you see basically the inbox already on your bathroom mirror, along with contextual information. You know what the call or the meeting is about. Your personal digital assistant in the cloud has already prepared that for you. Then you move into your living room and eventually you go to work. Now when you go to work, your car transforms the windscreen into a full communication dashboard. All of these technologies are visible here in its initial stages already at CommunicAsia. But most importantly, when it comes to managing, it has to do with ranking of communication. Let me give you an example. When you're at work and you see your inbox and you want to know what's most important to look at right now, there are a bunch of metrics, a bunch of big data that has to be analyzed and that has to be sifted through in order to be able to show what is most relevant to you. For example, how fast you reply to a particular message, how many communication channels we have in common, how long our relationship has been lasting, and so on and so on and so on. So that's one way, in case of an algorithm, to trigger those messages to come on top, which are important to deal with right now. But when I go home, just to give you an example, what it means to also switch off is I'm at home, I'm on my couch, and I want to say, hey, my life mode has changed. I'm not at work anymore, I'm at home. Only the messages, no matter what's the source, from certain channels or from certain subjects should actually reach me. I don't want to deal with anything else at the moment. These technologies require us to have a unified and integrated approach to communication. Now, with regard to security, that's a big problem, because where do you store all that data? So in our case, privacy and security is a big issue, which is why we partner locally with telcos and carriers, so that the consumer ultimately can choose where he wants to host his data, whether it's in his private cloud, whether it's with a carrier of his choice, or whether he doesn't even want to store any data at all, only on the local device. That's how we are processing it.
All right, thanks very much. Hopefully a more simpler time ahead for us. That was Toby Ruckert. He's the CEO of Unified Inbox, painting a picture of the future. You know, Wei, it would be nice to just tell your phone, I'm not accepting any emails from my boss today. From CommunicAsia, lots more to come. But in the meantime, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Good luck with that, Heidi. Thank you so much.